Hi devs. So I'm starting a new series on LeetCode 75, which has 75 questions that have been curated by LeetCode. The first one is LeetCode 1768, which is merge strings alternatively. I'm just going to read out the question. You are given two strings, word1 and word2. Merge the strings by adding letters in alternating order, starting with word1. If a string is longer than the other, append the additional letters onto the end of the merged string. And then finally return the merged string. And then we give some examples. So we have word1 with ABC, word2 with PQR. And what we get is APBQRC, CR. And then we have some other examples where word1 is smaller than word2, and then one where word1 is bigger than word2. So yeah, there's not much I think that's needed in terms of illustration. So I will just start doing the coding. So we kind of have three scenarios as far as I see it. And I'm just going to write those down, and then we can kind of figure out how to do the optimization. So first I'm going to create ans, which is just going to be an empty string, and make sure that I return ans. So this is the string that we will be building. So the first scenario is length of word 1 and word 2 are equal, right? Then the second scenario is word 1 dot length is greater than word 2 dot length. And finally the third scenario is word 1 dot length is less than word 2 dot length. So this is kind of just the non-optimized version. So we will just do an if statement. So if word 1 dot length is equal to word 2 dot length, then we're just going to do a for loop starting from 0, going until word 1 dot length. It could actually just be word 2 dot length as well, but since they're both the same, so it doesn't really matter. And then what we're going to do is we're going to take ans and add to it word 1, and we're going to get the ith character, and then we're going to get word 2 and the ith character from word 2, right? So that's the happy scenario done. If word 1 dot length is greater than word 2 dot length, so this is the next scenario. We will kind of still do the for loop. So I'll just copy and paste this one here. Since word 1 is bigger, so we probably don't want to use word 1. Instead, we want to use word 2 as the limiting length, right? And then what we want to also do is have another for loop that is actually starting at word 2 dot length minus 1, right? So the idea is if word 2 is going to be 2 characters long, right? So I will go from 0 to 1, right? And then at 1 it will stop. So we've taken character 1, character 0 and character 1 from word 1, right? So we want to start from character 2, right? So actually it won't be minus 1, instead it will just be the length, right? And then it's going until the end of word 1, and since we have nothing in word 2 to add, so we're just going to add everything from word 1, right? And then the final scenario, and I'm just going to copy paste this if statement again, is where the opposite is true. So word 1 is less than word 2. So in this case, since word 1 is the smaller one, we're going to start with word 1, right? And same thing here. And instead of appending word 1 characters, we're appending word 2 characters. So we will just quickly run this, see if that passes. And we have one failed test case. So what's happening over here? So we're expecting R and S at the end, but we're not getting that. So what this is telling me is that the scenario 3, which is word 1 being longer than word 2, that one's working fine. But then the one where word 1 is shorter, so this one is not working fine, right? So let's see what could be wrong. This one needs to be word 2, so hopefully that fixes the problem. Yep, and I'm going to submit it, see if that works. Yep, indeed that is the correct solution. Now we have a lot of redundant code, so let's see if we can fix that. So we know that this for statement is always going to be running the for loop, right? So what we can probably do is kind of do a combination. So let's get rid of this if statement, right? And what we want to do is probably we want to start the for loop at 0, right? And then we want to run it for whatever the smaller distance is. So we can just do a math.min of word 1 dot length and word 2 dot length, right? So that'll give us the smaller distance. Now we can run the for loop for, and then the next time that we want to run, we want to probably just do it for the bigger one. So let's get rid of this if. We will leave the for loop where it is and get rid of this part, and also get rid of this. So the second part is going to be, we're going to take the math.min of word 1 dot length and word 2 dot length, right? And then for where we're going to go till, we want to use the max. So math.max of word 1 dot length and word 2 dot length. So let's see if this makes sense. So what we're doing in the first for loop is we're going to take the minimum of the two, right? So let's see if word 1 is 5 characters long, word 2 is 2 characters long, right? So this is going to run for 2 iterations. So it'll go for 0 and 1, right? And then after that, so this part will be problematic. Sorry. Then after that, okay, I'll come back to that part a bit later. So after that, what we're going to do is, so once this is done, so anything that's common will be made over here, right? For the next part, so since 2 have come out, have been knocked out, so we have 3 left. So we're going to start from number 2, which is the minimum, right? And we're going to go to the maximum, which is number 5, right? Now here's where we probably want to put an if statement. So if word 1 dot length is greater than word 2 dot length, then we want to add word 1, right? Otherwise, we want to add word 2, right? So let's see if this makes sense even with 2 and 2, right? So this one, math.min will be 2, so it'll run for 2 iterations, right? And then we're starting from 2, going while it's 2, so this for loop will never run, right? So hopefully that should give us the correct answer as well. We'll just run the code Let's unmaximize this. Let's see the results. That's still passing, and we'll run the code again, and indeed performance wise that's a bit better. So yeah, that's it. And with that, thanks for watching, guys. Since this is a new channel and a new series, I would really appreciate the like and the subscribe. Please feel free to leave any notes below in the comments. I will definitely read them. Thank you.